Hello viewers, you are welcome to Catch Up Maths class. In this tutorial, we provide solution to this given quadratic inequalities. Okay, so let's consider the first question we have with us here. We have x minus 3, x plus 2 greater than 0. So there is one thing you have to understand from quadratic inequalities. Okay, quadratic inequalities are different from quadratic equation. Okay, so the root for that is actually different from that of quadratic equation we all know before. We have, if you have x minus 2, okay, and x plus 3, if this is equals to 0, this is a quadratic equation. So what we are going to do is that x minus 2 is equals to 0, or x plus 3 is equals to 0. So where this is coming from, why do we make use of or, why not and? Okay, the rule is that if you have a times b, for a times b to be 0, that means it's either a is equals to 0 or b is equals to 0. For product of two numbers to be 0, so one of the numbers must be 0. That's the rule. Okay, so it is not compulsory for both numbers to be 0. So, but the only condition for this to be 0 is that one of these two numbers must be 0. So that is why we have a to be 0 or b equals to 0. So the same case for when a times b is greater than 0. For a times b to be greater than 0, that means the product of two numbers must be positive. That's the meaning. Numbers greater than 0 are positive numbers. Okay, so a times b to be positive, for it to have product of two numbers to be 0, so both numbers must be positive, or both numbers must be what? Negative. Meaning that a can be positive, or and this must be and b must be what? Positive. Or we have it here that a must be negative and b must be what? Negative as well. It is very simple. So when you multiply positive with positive, you have positive number, and when you have multiply two negative numbers together, you have what? Positive as well. Okay, so let's go back to this business we have with us. X minus 3, x plus 2 greater than 0. Okay, for product of two factors, these two factors to be positive, that means the two numbers or the two factors must be positive, or the two factors must be what? Negative. So let's consider the positivity of the words of the two numbers. So we have x minus 3 greater than 0, which is the first one, and this must be and then x plus 2 greater than 0. So this is when we consider both to be positive. So here we have x greater than 3 and x greater than what? Minus 2. So this is the first case. Okay, so case 1. Now for the case 2, for the second case, okay, we consider both numbers to be negative. Okay, because both product of two negative numbers, I've said it before, will give us what? Positive as well. So x minus 3 less than 0 and x plus 2 less than 0. And here you have x less than 3 and x less than what? Minus 2. So there is something important here that we need to understand. Okay, and the thing is that here, look at the first case. For the case 1, we have x greater than 0 and x greater than minus 2. Okay, so when x is greater than 3, so we don't need to have it here that x is greater than minus 2 again. For x to be greater than 3, automatically x greater than minus 2 already. So we can actually we choose x greater than what? 3 here, instead of what? Instead of x greater than minus 2. Okay, because all numbers greater than 3 are greater than what? Minus 2. But not all numbers greater than minus 2 are greater than what? 3. Is that taken now? So we consider the second case as well. X less than 3 and x less than minus 2. So here, what are we going to choose? We pick what? X less than minus 2. Because for x less than minus 2, definitely x less than what? 3. So we have it here that x less than what? X less than minus 2. Okay, so these are the results we obtain here. So the answer now is x is greater than 3, or x is what? Less than 2. X is less than 2. So this is for the what? For the first question. So answer here now. So the answer is x is greater than 3 or x less than minus 2. Okay, so let's consider the second question. And what do we have there? We have x minus 6 and x minus 4. less than or equals to 0. So now for product of two factors to be negative, okay, to be negative, the meaning of this is that one of the numbers must be what? Negative. So we have it here that it's either x minus 6 is negative and x minus 4 now must be positive. For x minus 6 to be negative, then the other one must be positive. For the product of the two factors to be what? Negative. This is the first case. Case 1. Okay, so here you have x less than or equals to 6 and x greater than or equals to what? 4. Okay, so case 2. So we consider, okay, what if x minus 6 is the positive? Why x minus 4 is the negative? Then you have that here to be x minus 6 is greater than or equals to 0 and x minus 4 less than or equals to 0. So you have x is greater than 6, greater than or equals to 6, and what? X less than or equals to 4. So next, let's analyze the result we obtained here. So for the case 1, we have x less than or equals to 6 and x is greater than or equals to 4. Yes, that is possible. We have values, we have numbers that are greater than or equals to 4 and definitely less than what? Less than or equals to 6. That is possible. Okay, so this is valid. Okay, let's consider the second case. X is greater than or equals to 6 and x less than or equals to 4. So this is not possible because all numbers greater than 6 are not less than what? 4. Now for x to be greater than 6, that same value cannot less than 4 again. That is not possible. So this doesn't make sense. So this is invalid. So we can now conclude here that x is less than or equals to 6 and x is greater than or equals to 4. So we can combine this now. That means the range of the value of x is between 4 and what? And 6. So here is the result to the second question. Okay, so the third question, which is C, so you can actually solve that and drop your results in the comments section. So don't forget to like, share, and comment if you are just joining this page for the first time. Thank you.